Hey guys, Shabadoobie here, bring you some Magic the Gathering Amonkhet spoilers. Alright, I know I missed a couple days because I've been out of town and at a friend's house. So I got a couple spoilers that I need to get off, like the ones from April 10th, 11th, and today. Alright, let's start with Liliana's expertise, which is actually not really from the the other expertise cycle. So it's a 5 mana anthem for zombies that when it enters battlefield you get 2/2 zombies. It's not too bad actually. I kind of like it, but it's not it's not quite the expertises that could cast things for free like the last ones. Vizier of the Menagerie, 4 mana 3/4 Naga Cleric, which is a very interesting creature type. You may look at the top card of your library, and if you do, well, you don't have to, you can choose not to. You may cast the top card of your library if it's a creature card. That's really nice. And you can spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast creature spells. That is also really nice because you could play him in like just a weird, wacky 5-color deck or something. I don't know. I'm sure something crazy is gonna happen with him. I'm just not too sure what. Alright, I gotta look at the card for this. Censure, or Censor, however you want to pronounce it. 2 mana instant counter target spell unless controller pays 1. Cycling for blue, I'm sure it's down here. It's like a little bit worse miscalculation. It's still not too bad, I guess, but it's not that amazing. Alright, we get the White God, Okatra the True. 3 and a white. Double strike, indestructible. Yeah, he is a legendary creature god, so nothing special there. Alcatraz the True cannot attack or block unless you control at least 3 other creatures. And he has the 3 and a white, create a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance. Very similar to Heliod here, which is still pretty good. Oh, and here's the janky version. I hate this art, so he's not bad though. I kind of like him. I do find it ironic that, God in whatever language, I think the Spanish is Dio. So, yeah, definitely a JoJo reference. Alright, Honored Hydra, 6 mana for a 6/6 Trampler. With Embalm of 4, that's actually really good because if you actually ditch him into the graveyard, you can actually get this guy up on turn 4, possibly. So, that's not bad. Even sooner if you have ramp. Never to Return. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. That's actually really solid. And Return is a exile target card from a graveyard. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token for 4. That's kind of overcosted, but oh well. I'm sure it's gonna serve some use. But the Never part's really good. Alright, Pull from Tomorrow. X and a blue, instant draw X cards and discard a card. This is really good, and pretty much anything that would love it. Like, I really want to use this in EDH, so because it's only discard 1 card and it's a instant speed draw. So Unburden, 1 a black, target player discards 2 cards. It's not bad, and it has cycle 2. Also not bad. Nihib the Worthy, 1 a black and a red, legendary creature Minotaur, and he's a 2/2 first striker. With the ability of other creatures you control have first strike, which is good. As long as you have 1 or fewer cards in hand, Minotaurs you control get +2/+0. So that helps with the first strike. And whenever he deals combat damage to a player, each player discards a card, so including yourself. I like him for I guess a weird Minotaur tribal EDH deck of some sort. I could see it. Reduced to Rubble. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. Not that good for 3. And Rubble is up to 3 target lands don't untap during their controller's next untap step. That's really good for turn 3, because that's basically Time Walks them. It's super good. And with if you have a what's his name? The guy who makes instance I think instance cost 1 less and makes you loot if you play a counter spell. I think this would be really good with that in standard. I'm not exactly sure his name, but he's good. Doomed Dissenter, 2 mana for a 1/1 human. Okay. When it dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. That's not too bad actually. He kind of looks like Obama though. He has this like face, but he's not too bad actually. I kind of like him. Quarry Hauler, 4 mana for a 4/3 camel, but it has a really good ability. When it enters the battlefield, for each kind of counter on target permanent, put another counter of that kind on it or remove one from it. That's really good because of this next card here. Pyramid of the Pantheon, 1 mana artifact. Alright. 2, to add 1 mana to any color to mana pool, put a brick counter. That's kind of terrible because you're just filtering. Tap to add 3 mana of any one color to mana pool, only if you have 3 or more brick counters. That's actually extremely good in EDH if you are able to get it to 3, because it's basically a Go to Lotus. That's really not bad. It's like a Go to Lotus you build up, so I like it though. It's pretty good. Heaven to Earth? Okay. Heaven deals X damage to each creature with flying. That's a odd name. I would never use Heaven for just this, but that is good art. Earth is X red. Earth deals X damage to each creature with flying. Basically Hurricane, Earthquake, but they don't hit players. So I mean, in a way, that's not bad. All right, down to April 11th. Alright, Vizier of the Tumbling Sands. 3 mana to untap target another target permanent. I kind of wish it would be any permanent, but including itself, because you can make some shenanigans. But another target permanent is pretty good though. You can cycle it for 1 in blue. That's not bad. And when you cycle it, you can untap target permanent. So you can have a weird combat trick during your opponent's turn with this. I like it. I don't know how much use it's going to be, but it's interesting, at least. Stir the Sands, 4 and 2 black. Create 3 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. That's not too bad. He has cycling of 4. That's okay. And when you cycle it, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. That's still pretty good because for 4 mana you draw a card and get a 2/2 zombie. I think that's worth it. Alright. Shifet Monitor, 6 mana for 6/5 cycling, and when you cycle, you search the library for a basic land card or a desert card, put it into battlefield. I mean, you can have it untapped, so it's pretty good. This is actually a really good cycling card. It's basically just really good ramp, so you just don't get a big body with it though, unless you actually cast them. Alright, Deem Worthy, 5 mana. Instant. Alright, Deem Worthy deals 7 damage to target creature. That's pretty decent damage. You can cycle it for 4, and if you do, you have it deal 2 damage to target creature. That's a little bit worse than the Shifet, but I mean that's decent damage for its normal cost. But it's 5 mana. Red's not gonna really want that too often. Alright, Cryptic Serpent, 7 mana, 6/5. It costs 1 less for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. It's actually not that bad. I kind of would play it in EDH because you could play like a Spellslinger deck and you can actually get him out really soon. Alright. Grim Strider, 4 mana for 6/6 horror. Okay. All horrors are terrible, it seems, so this one has to just be as good as them. It gets -1/-1 for each card in your hand. So late game, he's good. Early game, he's complete trash. Like, this is probably one of the better horrors, sadly. Alright. Sun-Scorched Desert. Finally, we get some deserts in our Egyptian set. Land Desert, obviously. When it enters battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target player. That's actually kind of decent in a weird way. Because there's a couple of decks that don't have proper finishers, and, like, this could be something. At least brings them closer to dying. If you bounce it back enough times and play it, it could do stuff. You can add a color to mana pool too, so it's not terrible. It just doesn't have a home quite yet, as far as I know. Alright. Plague Belcher, 3 mana for 5/4. That's a really good stat, so it has to have some sort of downside. Alright, he's got Menace. That's upside already. When it enters the battlefield, you put 2 -1 negative counters on target creature you control. If you don't have anything, it's going to be himself, probably. So he'll be a 3/2 for menace. Still not bad for 3 mana. And whenever another zombie creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. That's really solid, and in EDH, this is going to have combos, so I like this card a lot. Alright. Lord of the Curse. 3 mana for a 2/3 Lord, it seems. Because other creatures, other zombies you control get +1/+1. That's really good. And you can tap 2, well, 1 a black, and tap it. All zombies gain minutes to end turn. That's really good, and could probably see play. Dread Wanderer. Black for 2/1. Enter battlefield tapped. Okay. And he's got 3 mana. Return Dread Wanderer from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. And you can only do it during, as a sorcery. And only if you have 1 or fewer cards in hand. There's a big Hellbent theme going on for black. So, I like it. Alright. Here's the biggest spoiler. Nissa, Steward of Elements. X, a green and a blue. This is the first X Planeswalker. Because it's also the loyalty is X. So this card has possibilities. Alright, +2 is Scry 2. That's pretty good. Not anything special though. 0 is look at the top card library. If it's land or a creature, you with mana cost less than or equal to the number of loyalty counters on her, you may put it straight into play. That's really good, and it also shows why the +2 is there. So you could possibly scry things to the second card, so her 0 could actually hit them next turn. And she has the ultimate. -6, on top of the 2 target lands you control, they become 3/3, or is it 5/5? I think it's 3/3. 3/3 elemental creatures with flying and haste to enter, they're still lands. That's actually pretty good because that's 6 damage for 6 loyalty. And you can do it as soon as she comes out if you have over 6 for X. It's not bad though. Alright, Green God. Ronus the Indomitable. 3 mana, and he's a 5/5. He's got Death Touch, which is weird, but he's a snake. I guess he's like a Naga, I guess. And he can't attack or block unless you control another creature with power 4 or greater. That's not too bad. 3 mana, another target creature you control gains +2 and trample at the end of turn. I wish it could target himself, because trample Death Touch is pretty good. I like him though. He's not too bad. Alright, Anointed Procession. 4 mana for enchantment that has this magical effect of, was it Parallel Lives, or, yeah, Parallel Lives. It's the same thing. It's literally word for word, except for in white. If effect would create 1 or more tokens on your control, it creates twice that many of those tokens instead. That's literally the same wording. Look. If effect would put 1 or more tokens of the battlefield on your control, it puts twice that many of those tokens of the battlefield instead. So now a green-white token deck in EDH has 2 of these. Well, 3 if you count doubling season. So you could have a shit ton of tokens, and I like it. Too bad I don't actually play those colors. I mean, I play green, like Simic and stuff, but I don't really play white that often. I might have to try it. Harsh Mentor. 2 mana for a 2/2 human cleric. I've read him, and he's really good. What his ability is, whenever opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land on the battlefield, if it is not a mana ability, he deals 2 damage to that player. The best part is it's not symmetrical. It only hurts your opponent, which is amazing. They have to get rid of him, or their fetches will make them take 3 damage for just fetching. That's off the hand. Like if the Deathrite Shamans are now cost 2 life to activate. I can't think of anything really amazing off the top of my head, but he's really good, and I like him a lot. I'm sure Burns gonna love him. Protection of the Heckma. 5 mana enchantment. If a source opponent controls would deal damage to you, prevent 1 of that damage. That's pretty solid for just a janky uncommon, and I'm sure some sort of deck will love it. I'm not sure what though. Um, yeah, I like it, kind of. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with it. Then finally we got the Black God, Bantu the Glorified. 3 mana for 4/6 menace indestructible. He can't attack or block unless you creature died under your control this turn, which is probably pretty easy because of his second, his first ability is sacrifice another creature, scry 1. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's really solid because it does 3 things. It turns him on sexually and physically. Yeah, he can actually attack, and he probably likes seeing people die. Then you get to scry 1, which is really good because Black doesn't really do that often. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life, so it's life gain, and you're also burning him. Like, he's kind of hitting for 5 if you swing with him, so that's good. And there's nothing else that's come out so far though. Nissa is really, really powerful. Dread of Wonder is okay if you're playing some sort of Hellbent thing, but he's kind of like a weird, I don't know. Every set has one of these guys now. I don't know what to think about him. I wish he had like Menace or something, but he doesn't. Harsh Mentor is good. I don't know. What is your favorite all the cards that I went over today? Vizier is really good too. I can't say anything about him because I want to test him in some things, but he's not out yet, so I can't do it. But I think he has some value. He's gonna be really expensive, I bet. All right, so let me know what you guys think of these cards. What is your favorite card out of all of these? And let me know what you think is gonna come out next for this set, because I actually how many cards is left in this set. I don't even know. I'm not gonna bother looking it up. But do you think they're gonna have any more surprises in store for us? That's what I'm curious about. Because so far they've actually have some fairly solid stuff. It's just kind of odd, just an odd assortment of things though. But I like it, except for Theme Worthy. I actually I have mixed feelings about that card. But let me know what you guys think, and I'm going to go ahead and say thanks for watching, and see my next video, which will be shorter, hopefully, because the only reason this was longer is because this is basically 2 days worth of videos put into one. So you can cut this in half and be like, oh, so this originally was going to be 9 minutes long or so. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.